Hello, my name is Matthias, and this video will be about fetal alcohol syndrome, also known as FAS, and also about a person I've met, and it's affected my opinion on drinking, and I hope it will affect yours as well.
Stephen was born June 17th of 1983. Stephen had a measurable blood alcohol level at birth. Stephen was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. When a mother drinks while pregnant, the minute the mother feels the buzz from the alcohol, the baby is already passed out and growth stops. Stephen's mother died due to the complications of consumption of alcohol. Stephen's life was filled with doctor visits and many hospitalizations. At age 5, Stephen was placed in foster care in North Dakota and was legally adopted by his foster parents. Stephen has had a Harrington rod put in his back, causing him to be short in stature. He underwent open heart surgery at a very young age due to many holes in his heart. These are also due to consumption of alcohol by his mother. Stephen is well-mannered, smiles a lot, although he doesn't understand or know why he's any different. Stephen wears designer clothes and has many friends. Stephen graduated in 2004 from high school and works every day. Stephen enjoys many things: his trampoline, swimming, horseback riding, and spending time with his family. Stephen knows he's loved, and because he became a member of a unique family, Stephen's legacy will always live on.
Hi, my name is Matthew Moen. I'm doing my Ego project. It is a video on fetal alcohol syndrome. Now, let's see some examples of fetal alcohol syndrome in the world.
You want to go shred?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go shred.
Do you have an owie?
Fire.
Did you get burned with fire?
Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah.
Did you?
Fire.
Stephen, look at me. Did you get burned with fire?
Burn a fire.
Did you? Look at me. Did you?
Burn a fire.
When you play with fire, you get burned.
Burn.
FAS a big deal to you?
Well, it probably will be when I decide to have children.
Yes, it probably will be. Because, like, you have to be careful about, like, if you and, like, your wife or your husband or girlfriend or like that decide to get, like, have kids and that sort of thing, you have to make sure not to have any drinks or anything. And it could really hurt your child if you do, because, and it would also hurt your pocketbook a lot, because, like, it takes, like, millions and millions of dollars, because, like, they have to have surgery and everything like that, and it would be really hard to do that, and just because it's one drink, and I think that would be really hard to do that, but yet it's so easy to just take that one drink.
Well, also, it's like another thing is, I could not honestly expect my wife to not drink if I was drinking at the same time too. I mean, that would be almost a little, yeah, that's kind of unreasonable in my opinion.
What do you guys think?
Well, if you're pregnant, you probably shouldn't be drinking.
Well, yeah.
Seeing as you should be looking out for the welfare of your baby. Don't think alcohol isn't good for you, let alone a baby that you're carrying. So.
Yeah. Another thing is, you think about it, it's like, well, you're pregnant. It's gotta be. Yeah, I hear it's pretty darn difficult to be pregnant. I can't imagine also being drunk at the same time.
Oh goodness. Oh, that. I don't even want to imagine that. Gosh.
Here's a question. Here's a pointed question on that note. Most women don't know they're pregnant for 2, 3, 4 weeks sometimes. How important is it to not drink? And when is it important not to drink?
Shouldn't be drinking in excess ever.
Yeah, in the first
So
place. But then I think if I think you shouldn't drink at all. But if you accidentally had a drink or purposely had a drink, but I wouldn't suggest it. The worst time probably to do it would be like in those early stages when everything's just first developing and everything like that, where it's like its heart and its brain are developing, because that could be like the worst amount of damage.
Well, also as another thing as well, like I've had ale before a little bit that my uncle homebrewed. That was really bad. I honestly didn't like it, but anyways, the point was is that it's not drinking at all isn't the issue. It's just it's not something you would ever want to do if you're pregnant, because it is harmful to the child. It's also important to know, when there's a child in you too, when it's another whole issue. But it's just more of an awareness issue that you really need to be sensitive and know what's going on.
Think about this though, guys. 70 to 80% of under drinking age youth have access to alcohol and have had access to alcohol in the last 30 days. That's a statistic that they have volunteered.
When you mean by access, does that mean they've been able to get at it and have gotten at it and drunk it? Is it just I know where the alcohol cabinet is in my house, but I don't touch it?
No, 80% have had a drink in the last 30 days. In the state of North Dakota, 80% have had a drink in the last 30 days.
Ugh. Then again, that doesn't surprise me very much, because I hear kids talking about it all the time. Oh yeah, I got buzzed this weekend. I was like, okay, that's what I talk about, but...
Here's another fact that's out there. As many as 38% of women of childbearing age binge drink on a regular basis.
Well, like my mom, she would never get invited to parties because they knew that she didn't drink, and they always had beer there.
Yeah.
And they knew that my mom would not approve of that, so. And she was in high school when this was happening.
And like.
Does that make you not cool if you
don't drink?
Yeah, it's definitely a peer pressure thing. I mean, it's beer. Well, not at our school, but like beer is more of a social drink. A lot like.
Yeah.
It's not really like, honestly, I could not possibly understand why anyone would ever want to drink it, because
it smells nasty.
It smells. It tastes terrible in my opinion. But I honestly think it's a social drink, and once you start having it, then it becomes more of something to just keep at home because you like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't really understand why you just like bring home a case of beer randomly without having any outside influence.
Yeah.
I can't understand that really, but.
Yeah.
Culture,
yeah, that too.
Culture, it's the thing to do.
Yeah.
I personally do like the taste of beer, but the alcohol I could do without.
Yeah.
Or like, now I'm wondering, because there's this thing in Germany that I've heard about where it's Kinder beer, and it's the beer without the alcohol, and like
that's available here too.
Does it taste the same, or does it?
It's a step. Yes, it does.
Well, then why don't people, if they like the taste of it, which I don't know why they would, but if they like the taste of it, why don't they just drink that instead?
Well, there's like O'Doul's too.
Yeah, it's a matter of.
My dad has.
They like the feeling they get.
It's a matter of it's a drug. It's a drug. It's a stimulant. It makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that will leave work and talk about going drinking, and they'll go have 5-6 beers and.
5-6.
Oh yeah, that's.
And how big is considered a standard beer? Is it
12 ounce?
Yeah, 12 ounces is like
a soda can.
Like a soda can.
Like a soda
Okay.
can, right.
Yeah, because if I
You're
hear 5-6 beers and
after
I'm
5
thinking
or
like those
6.
big German tankard things, I'm like, oh crap. That's
After
a lot.
3 or 4, you could be drunk.
Well,
Yeah.
well, what do you guys think about the peer pressure? How many guys are exposed to that kind of pressure at school.
Oh,
people talk
probably.
about-
Yeah.
Not really.
Now you guys are the
Well, at my
unique
school.
because you're in a
Yeah, we
more of
do.
a private school, but
Or private school.
it's still
Where
there.
do you guys go? You at?
We go to Park Christian.
It's
Oh,
it's still
I'm at
there.
North.
It's still there. It's just
Yeah.
probably not as obvious.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure that some people
At
do.
North High, it's very obvious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because if you do drink beer, they know that if they say anything about it at school, something's gonna happen.
Oh, is it? So
Yeah.
it gets around pretty quick.
Oh yeah,
It's
it was.
around and
it'll
then
fly
the
around.
administration will
And
do
that,
it.
and then they're like.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
but like
Now,
it's.
how many of you guys know the penalties for you underage drinking?
for
like,
us, you could probably get kicked out of our school.
No, they're legal. They're legal.
Like probably, I don't think you'd go. You could probably if it's reoccurring offense to juvie, or like parole or not.
Is that a $500 fine?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
$500 fine for you and whoever provided it.
Yeah.
And
And-
blood alcohol in school is .0.
Wait, there's a blood. So technically, you could have had a drink before school and then come to school.
If you get tested and your blood alcohol exceeds a certain point, you're out of school. It's
Well, what if there's? But there shouldn't be. It,
very small,
is it-
but it's still there.
.01 probably.
Oh.
You know, I'm on a random drug alcohol program at work. My job requires me to be alcohol and drug free
Yeah.
because of the industry I work in.
Well,
Yeah.
And
If
if
you're
I
like,
go to
oh,
work,
I would
beer,
prefer
drive
if
a
you weren't
plane,
in.
not a good idea.
if I go to work and they suspect I've had alcohol within a certain period of time,
Yeah.
and I'm tested if there is any alcohol present, 0.002%, I'm off work for that day. If it happens again, I'm suspended,
And if it happens again, you're fired.
Yeah. pretty much.
Ooh, goodness.
Right.
But you know, it's some with that sort of job, you have to be strict about it.
Well, but that's coming
Yeah.
for all jobs.
Mhm.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's a
And
matter
it
of
should
time.
be for all
Surgeon
jobs
brought
because
to
like
my
even in
pilot
an office, because you know you have those paper things where you put the paper in and you have the thing like that. If you're tipsy a little bit, you go there's an injury right there. You know, it's not safe.
It's productivity too.
Yeah, and that
What's
like
the-
if you're out of it, you're not gonna get
Also
anything
trips.
done.
You get step up and trip over your chair and fall and smack your head.
That too.
Yeah, but it has a significant impact on productivity.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Yeah.
health
And
insurance-
also, the effectiveness of your work too is like you're not gonna if you're drunk and you're trying to like work on a solder board or like work on a circuit board. You're not gonna get very far. You got like this little you got a giant
Yeah.
magnifying glass
It-
trying to do
Imagine
microscopic basic work or something.
imagine
like that.
the degree that alcohol affects the unborn. Now, just an example. This has been studied numerous times. They're always trying to come up with an excuse to allow people to drink. Do this or do that, or what will it affect? Actually, recently the Surgeon General said no alcohol during pregnancy at all.
Yes.
For a mother to know she's pregnant, it's very difficult. It's not a matter of being aware. It's a matter
So
of
I think
if you're active, it could happen. Therefore, one shouldn't drink.
yeah, like I think if you've had it if you've done anything of that sort within 24 hours, you should not drink at all, and then just like don't drink within that period until you figure out if you have a baby or not. So yeah.
The cost, just an example.
Yeah.
Stephen's heart surgery when he was 12, that's over 15 years ago, was $300,000.
And that was 15 years
That was
ago.
15 years ago.
It's probably like twice as much now.
His back surgery was $425,000.
Ah, your pocketbook must have been such. Dude,
It
it
still
was
is.
like
It still is.
gosh,
I'm still paying.
that would be.
I think we owed the hospital in Bismarck $500,000 at one time.
Wow, and like if you're like a single mother or something like that, that's kind of hard money to cough up. Or if you're in college, or
Imagine taking care of someone like that
yeah, and then you were taking care of that person, and then you got all this money. Oh,
Alright.
it'd be
for,
such.
for 18 years.
Well, I
Oh.
can tell you one thing is if you can't pay for your child and you done that to them, don't expect to keep it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll probably
And this
get
is kind
taken
of what
away.
happened to Steven too. Is
Well,
his
Mom
mother
died.
died.
Mom died.
Yeah, and I'm sure if she wouldn't have been able to pay